It's easy to ignore water when it's so readily available. After all, when was the last time you had to struggle to find some? But suppose for a moment that the water we take for granted every day was at risk of shortages. Shortages that could impact Arizona's future, you and your family's future. What would we do then? It's a sobering thought, one that's been on the minds of Arizona's water leaders for quite some time. Why? Because we know that one of our state's major sources of water is at risk from prolonged drought, over-allocation, and ever-increasing demand. And as if that weren't enough, it faces additional threats from the potential impacts of climate change. Which resource are we talking about? None other than Arizona's single largest supply of renewable water, the Colorado River. The Colorado provides vital water supplies to nearly 30 million people throughout the West, more than 5 million of whom live in central and southern Arizona. And our state has invested heavily for decades to ensure that this water will be there when we need it. The Central Arizona Project, or CAP Canal System, is the vital artery that delivers the majority of Colorado River water supplies deep into our state. This incredible 336-mile-long aqueduct transports water to cities, water utilities, agricultural districts, and Native American communities throughout central and southern Arizona. The supplies it carries are extremely important today and will be even more important tomorrow. In fact, you could say that our state's water future is tied to the future of this resource. But CAP has a junior priority to water from the Colorado. That's a lawyer's way of saying that, should a shortage be declared on the river, CAP would have to cut back before California's water users do. This keeps Arizona's water leaders very interested in what's going on in the Colorado River Basin, that geographically vast watershed that feeds the Big River. But rather than just focusing on what to do if there's a shortage, we've been involved in studying and planning how to avoid shortages in the first place. Enter the Colorado River Basin Supply and Demand Study, or Basin Study for short. It's the product of a 3-year cooperative effort involving the 7 basin states of Arizona, California, Colorado, Nevada, New Mexico, Utah, and Wyoming, and the Bureau of Reclamation. It provides a comprehensive look at projections for future water supply and demand on the river. Although it offers a range of possible outcomes, the study concludes that a 3.2 million acre-foot shortfall is plausible within the next 50 years. What's an acre-foot, you ask? Well, 1 acre-foot is roughly enough water to supply 2 suburban homes for an entire year. So a 3.2 million acre-foot shortfall would mean 6.4 million homes without water. Fortunately for us, the study doesn't stop there. It also identifies a range of measures we can use to address future imbalances. CAP took an active role in the study and continues to work cooperatively with other Arizona stakeholders and the greater basin community to act on the study's recommendations. Over 150 options for addressing imbalances were suggested. Some, like towing icebergs, aren't considered feasible for technical, environmental, or other reasons, but many of these suggestions are being considered. Basin water managers have been employing conservation and reuse strategies for many years, and Arizona's municipal providers have been especially successful in reducing water use. Agricultural conservation is also an effective means of reducing water demand, and programs are in place in a number of basin states. New conservation and reuse programs are under consideration, but the benefits must be balanced against cost and other factors. Removing salt from seawater and agricultural runoff is another way to add to the water supplies of basin states. It's a proven approach that's been in use around the world for decades. The downside on this one is cost. Oh, and the 15 to 20-year periods required to gain the necessary construction permits and approvals for new facilities. But we may need this technology in order to provide the sheer volume of water that's eventually going to be required. Importing water into the Colorado River Basin from another river system could help to address future imbalances. It is not a new idea, and it comes with some controversy, but it could be part of a larger regional solution that would offer benefits to other parts of the country in addition to our basin. Weather modification, or cloud seeding, is a way of encouraging additional precipitation. It's used in the Colorado watershed as a means of increasing Colorado River flows. This is one of the easiest and least expensive ways to improve supply. Water transfers from agriculture to municipal and other uses have also been in effect for years. There are legal boundaries and other considerations, but the ability to redirect water from farms to areas with more pressing demand is a powerful tool. Kind of like putting money in the bank for a rainy day, water banking provides a way to put water in the bank, not for rainy days, of course, but for periods of significant shortage. While not yet in play in the upper basin, in the lower basin, Arizona is leading the way. We're banking water for our state and for Nevada's future use. Removing thirsty, non-native plant species from the Colorado Basin, especially along the river, is another approach that's viewed as promising. Basin-wide efforts might be necessary, though, to realize significant benefits. The basin isn't just a U.S. concern. Mexico is a significant partner with its treaty allocation of 1.5 million acre-feet of Colorado River water per year. Recent agreements have Mexico voluntarily sharing in basin shortages and surpluses while continuing to store its unused Colorado River water in Lake Mead, a program that's currently helping to reduce the chance of a shortage. Plentiful and reliable water resources are vital to Arizona's future, and we'll be relying on the Colorado River to provide a large share of those supplies for generations to come. Significant shortages have the potential to hurt all the basin states and Mexico, but Arizona's junior position on the river offers an additional incentive for us. Being first in line for the pain means we stand to benefit the most if cooperative efforts can avoid future shortages. We'll continue to work with our basin neighbors to address supply and demand imbalances in the basin. And through this cooperation, we have the potential to bring greater resources to bear, avoid duplication of effort, and share in both the surpluses and, if necessary, the shortfalls.